It's unlocked. It's unlocked.
I can't hear. Hi, folks. Howdy, folks. It's Widget Wallace from NeedCoffee.com here. Threw me off. Doris puts what if I had been a mugger or something? Granted,
Muggers usually don't know.
Muggers also wouldn't want their face on camera. Howdy, folks. We're back here again for another Wayhomer review. Everything's off today. Here we go. Thank you. Let me get myself there. There I am. Oh, God. So anyway, we're back again for another Wayhomer review. Yes, I am in the passenger seat again. I forgot my air conditioning isn't working in my car, and I live in Atlanta, and it's warm, and you do the math, even though it's not math. We're back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works. I've just left the cinema. It's up back that over there, where I've seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about that film on my way home. And today we're here to talk about Total Recall. Alright, so, synopsis. Basically, we have our friend Doug, who is he's a synthetic droid. He basically makes the clone, the android warriors that eventually would show up in the Star Wars prequels. And he does that in a factory. And he is disquieted with his own life. Oh, there I am. Oh, that's better. So, some of you may be familiar with the story. He decides to utilize this particular service, a very unique service, that basically lets you, as it were, take a vacation without actually going anywhere, or indeed actually actively doing anything, because you're just getting the memory of what's happened rather than having the events themselves transpire. So he goes to basically put a little spice in his life by having a fake life, and something goes wrong in the process, and he finds himself in something that may or may not be reality, where he signed up to get the memories of a secret agent, but maybe, just maybe, he is a secret agent, and hijinks ensue from there. So there you go. There's your synopsis. Now, I know that a lot of you were probably thinking what I was thinking when you heard that this was happening. In that, the law of relative development demands that this happen, okay? So let's not fight against it happening, first of all right? Because it's inevitable. Everything is going to be remade, so just there. But all we can hope for, friends, is that you get a decent remake out of the bunch. And I know those are rare, because I know everyone, all remakes suck, and then all you have to do is say, John Carpenter's The Thing, and they go, oh yeah. But that is the exception to the rule, don't get me wrong. But anyway, when this was announced, everyone was sort of like, really? But, because, let's face it, I know that a lot of people appear to, I don't know where this came from, because I was never aware of this before. Don't get me wrong, it's like a fun Arnie movie. But, it never, I had no idea that there were so many adherents to the original film. They were just, I can't believe they're remaking that. It's like, really, were you that attached to the first one? It was fun, but it wasn't like, high drama. All I remember is, Arnie with his, face trying to pop off and his eyes popping out. Was that exciting I have no idea. Anyway, but all of that to say, it was a bit of a pause. Really, you're remaking that. But then when the trailers came out, and you had this kind of crazy world that looked like, MC Escher had tried to design the Blade Runner set. Then you, I don't know, it looked like it could have been at least fun. And you had Colin Farrell, who, is a decent guy. And you've got what everyone really wants, because that was what everyone probably really was attached to in the first film, was two women trying to kill each other, which I personally don't find sexy, but whatever, rocks your tractor, or cranks it, or whatever. But yeah, so you had Kate Beckinsale obviously being a badass, and Jessica Biel also trying to be a badass. So, okay, fine. So that's the trailer. There was at least some hope. Now, the bottom line is, I mean, just like the first film I wouldn't consider it to be the height of sci-fi classic. It's fun, and it's got some nostalgia value, and it's corny and cheesy in the right places, and it's not unenjoyable. This film is about the same, but in different ways. I mean, okay, first of all, it's very aware of the fact that it is a remake, because there are certain nods to things where if you do know the first film, then you're going to get a chuckle because you go, oh yeah, I see what you did. And it's not annoying. It's not like, okay, it's not like when in the Clash of the Titans remake, suddenly they went, well, we better put the metal owl in here somewhere. I know, let's put it here. I mean, it wasn't like that. It was actually relatively organic, the little nods that they gave, right? So that was nice. So it's obvious some thought went into it. And the other thing that I really appreciated was, and I won't say too much about this because it's not really related in the trailer, that they've sort of strayed from the first film's storyline, shall we say. But I kind of like the fact that, just like the Dawn of the Dead remake, which also filled me with an incredible, much larger amount of dread, that they basically just took the original sort of thing. Like with the Dawn of the Dead remake, they said, all right, we're taking people and zombies and we're putting them in a mall, and we're basically just running with that. Well, we're just taking a guy who may or may not be a secret agent, and we're turning him into a secret agent, and all of it may or may not be happening, and we're just running with that. So they depart. And you know what? I'm actually kind of fine with that, because I think trying to follow trying to adhere too much to the original could be deadly. You know what I mean? So they kind of run off in their own direction. And there's a lot of stuff that's really good. The production design and the sets were really awesome. The world that they had built, with all those crazy buildings and things hanging down and everything, was really amazing. I mean, it literally is. And here's the thing that you understand when watching the film. It's like, I mean, if you're going to borrow, nay, nearly steal, at least borrow / steal from the best, right? So if you're going to have, an urban dystopian environment, grab a little bit of Blade Runner, right? Pull that out of your spice cabinet and shake a little bit, right? It's all good. If you're going to have, crazy floating car sequences, get a little pinch of Minority Report, throw it in there. It's not obnoxious. I mean, and it seems to me that I was having enough fun where it was not, as we've discussed before, there's homage and then there's ripoff. This was more homage than ripoff, right? Partly because they sort of just, I don't know. I think the best way I can describe it is, it has that sort of 80s sci-fi feel, in that it's all very real looking, and it feels like it's being played for real, but not completely. It feels like somebody somewhere has got their tongue in, I don't know, at least somebody's cheek. So it's not, it's not so deadly serious that when something does happen where you're like, what? My brain didn't wake up, in other words. I kind of sort of fell into the rhythm of, oh, I see, you're making a popcorn film that happens to, be very, very sci-fi and very aware of what it is. Okay, fine. I'll play your game, right? So that's fine. And, I mean, the cast is there. They're doing well. Colin Farrell, like I said, is fine. Jessica Biel, she's fine. But, I mean, the real person to watch in this is Kate Beckinsale, who moves like a freaking predator. And that's like not predator with a lowercase p, not that she turns invisible and has the 3 lasers. I'm talking just like a jungle cat. She turns a corner and you're like, oh, damn, somebody's about to get, beat. So That's really cool. She's actually my favorite part of the film. But yeah, and by the time when things start to get a little bit ludicrous towards the end, I mean, by that point, if you're in it, you're in it. And if you're not, you're not. So, like, in for a penny, in for a pound type of thing. By the end, it's like, all right, fine, put the pedal to the metal and just go, all right? So yeah. Now, what am I saying with all of that? What does all of it mean? Well, I mean, did I enjoy myself? Yes, I did. I mean, was it like the first film? Was it great? Does it redefine the genre? Does it stretch? Does it go past what we thought it was going to? Does it exceed huge expectations? No, but I don't think anybody really expected it to. Your expectation is to not exceed expectations. That's good. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just well, not completely brainless, but a slightly brain turn the rheostat down, summer tent pole kind of blow stuff up movie. And that's fine. There's room in the world for those. So, I mean, my thing would be, as far as whether you should go see it, if that sort of genre of sci-fi explodo really appeals to you, then yes, by all means. And go in just, let's just say, go in ready to eat whatever they put on the buffet, all right? And don't expect it's not gourmet sci-fi. Let's put it that way. But neither is it Crystal or White Castle sci-fi. There you go. There's a metaphor for you. So as far as Cups go, I mean, because I did enjoy it, and because it sort of maintained its level of crazy running, blowing stuff up, sci-fi thing, and because really honestly it feels like the sensibilities of an 80s film sort of transplanted to today with a lot of the crazy. I mean, like, for example, you know how when you watch an 80s sci-fi, even when at the time, sometimes with an 80s sci-fi film, certain breadcrumbs are laid down that you simply go, yeah, we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that. And we're going to come back to that. And you can literally just tick them off as they go. But in a decent flick, you don't really care. This is that flick. So I'm thinking 3 Cups. And I would say if you're on a tight budget, skip it. I mean, it'll be out on Blu-ray by Christmas, easy. But again, if you're in the demographic for this, if this is strictly in your wheelhouse, then yeah, go catch a matinee. Early matinees. Morning matinees are really cheap. But catch that, and you'll probably enjoy it. I would say so. I did. So there you go. Thanks so much for watching these Wayhomers. I appreciate everyone for coming out and checking them out. As always, come find us on needcoffee.com for other strange and weird things. Most of them do not involve my chin in your face like this, which is, is always a good place to be. Somewhere that my chin isn't in your face. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, one last thing. Isn't it neat to live in a world where we don't have to talk about Bryan Cranston as that guy from Malcolm in the Middle? Instead, he's that guy from Breaking Bad who seems to get a ton of work now. I'm glad to be living in that world. Bye.